What is up, guys and gals? It's me, Thomas, Channel 1 here, and today we are back at it again with another Transformer figure review, and today we are going to be finishing the review for the Studio Series 86 Commander Class Hook and Long Haul set. We're going to be taking a look at the Long Haul today, and we're going to take a look at his trailer. So, because we already took a look at the box in the previous review for this, we don't really need to go taking a look at it, but because we are professionals and we like to keep this thing going, let's keep this and do this. So, front of the box, we have Long Haul. On the side of the box, we have Devastator. On this side of the box, we have Long Haul and Hook. And on the back here, we have Long Haul and Hook. So, and it shows he comes with his trailer. So, yeah. So, in order to continue with this, we are going to be taking a look at Long Haul today, and we're going to look at his trailer. This will be the last part of the video. We'll get into this guy first. So, yeah, it's going to be a little weird for this. So, anyways, yeah, I gotta say, this is quite a nice release. I really was not expecting them to do a 2-pack for this one. I really would have honestly liked to have seen these guys show up in actual thing. Maybe you make Long Haul a leader class, so that way he can, you know, carry all of this. But you know what? I'm fine with it. I'm very much so fine with it. Because you know what? At the very least, we still have this. So, he does come with a couple accessories, aside from all of this. And the one accessory that I can tell you he does come with is this gun. And this gun is Blast Effects compatible, so if you do decide that you want to pull out your Siege Blast Effects or your Earthrise Blast Effects, you are going to be more than easily enough to be able to do so with that. So, and there's only really one place this can plug in, and that is on the side of his vehicle right here. However, it says it wants it to go like that. I don't know why. But on the instructions, it tells, or many fans have said it needs to go like this, but the instructions tell you to put it on like that. Why? I don't know. So, but that's not the reason we're taking a look at this today. We're going to then get into scale comparisons, because y'all know we love the scale comparisons. And the reason why we're going through this lickety-split is because this thing is going to take a long time for me to, at the very least, get into its combined mode. Not this guy. This guy. And I also have to include Hook in there as well, because that's how you get to, you know, the top portion of Devastator. So, anyways, let's get into scale comparisons first, and then we shall get into the transformation. So, there's Long Haul. Here he is next to Studio Series 86 Galvatron. Here he is with Studio Series 86 Scourge. Here he is next to Kingdom, Cyclonus. Here he is next to... Actually, why don't we just get all of these guys in on this one, just to make life a little easier for me. Here he is next to Scrapper. Here he is next to his buddy Hook. And finally, here he is with Bone Crusher. And I am looking forward to the final family photo for when these guys actually all are out and available. You guys have no idea how excited I am to have a G1 Devastator again. So, anyways, remove all of these guys off to the side. And now we can get back into the transformation. So, to transform him into his robot mode, it's very, very dead stupid simple. To start things off, you're going to literally just come back to this back section, and you're just going to untab the legs, which they do tab into these little clips here and here. And then you're going to kind of just clip the knees into place like so. Then you're going to split them. Come down here. He does have heel spurs if you do want him to. These are more for the combination mode for Devastator, but if he really does need the heel spurs, they are there. So you can totally mess with those if you want to. And the legs should split already by themselves, but you know, you never know. So you can tab the legs in if you want them to be stable. So do that, and then we can work on the back section. So take this, untab it, bring it all the way down. And you don't have to, but I collapse this in a little bit just to make life a little easier for me. Then you're going to come to the arms. They just tab in right here on this little clip. You're going to come in, bring those out, and then just rotate those up on this hinge here, right there. So untab, bring down, rotate out, and then take these and just clip them back into place, and then straighten out the arms. So do the same thing on the other side. Clip it down, straighten out, fold out the hands. There we go. And then take this piece, open it up, and then you're going to want to take this whole back section, bring it all the way down, and it's supposed to tab in, but it doesn't like to tab in very well. But while you're doing that, pop up the head, close up the chest piece, make sure this is all honky-dory and where it should be. Bring in his gun, and there you have Long Haul in his robot mode. To which I gotta say, this looks like Long Haul. Oh my gosh. Why did Combiner Wars do this guy so dirty? They did this guy, they did Hook, and they did Mixmaster. Way dirty in Combiner Wars. This is what I wanted when I saw the Combiner Wars coming out. And then Emgo and Optibotimus and all the other creators started making those videos about it. And I just was looking at it like, that is terrible. Why would you buy that? And then Studio Series was announced in late 2018. And they said, oh yeah, by the way, you guys should probably, be excited about this because we might be doing more. And then when the first and second waves of Studio Series came out, they were like, we have to do Studio Series 86. We can't just leave this alone. And then when Studio Series 86 came out, and they around that time, they were releasing the Revenge of the Fallen Studio Series Devastator pack. So that was when I knew Studio Series was going to work on a G1 Devastator, and we were going to get it. So I'm very pleased about that. Now, let's get this guy into scale comparison as he is, and then we shall get into getting him into combined mode, and then after we get him into combined mode, we're going to work on the trailer. So we'll do that because this guy combines to the trailer, and same thing goes with Hook, and I will transform Scrapper and Bone Crusher at the end of this review as well, just so that way everybody knows it's not you. So anyways, coming back to this back section, you're going to bring this all the way back down. Actually, you're going to bring this section up first. And then you're going to, let's see here, let's tab the legs in, and then straighten this out. And then this section, you're going to want to bend it at the knees, if things will stay put. And you're going to straighten it out like this. Make sure these heel spurs are flipped up just enough. To which, by the way, they do have the Siege and Earthrise ports at the bottom. So if you do have your Earthrise and Siege figures, you can mess with them. But these then are going to hook on right over there. Close this back up. Close that back up. And then we are going to take these, and these are going to peg out, or these are going to fold in, and this is where things get really weird, at the very least for me. But you're going to fold everything in a specific orientation to a point where this tab here, right here, has to somehow go in here. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to have to figure out how to do it. So, oh wait, here we go. Rotate the arm like that, and pop it down like so, and then bring this down here, and there is a tab section where this will just rest. If I can get it to do it. There we go. There we go. So, now that that's in place, we don't need to worry about much else. So, then we're going to remove his gun, and we're going to fold in the hand, untab this, make sure all of this tabs into its places properly, and then we are going to flip up the hand one more time, like this, and this is going to stick that. Alright, so now that we have Long Haul in his combined mode, we can now work on the trailer. So I'm going to take this and his gun, and we're going to set it off to the side. Now we're going to bring in the trailer. So the trailer is quite something. Going to pop these out. We'll get these done here in just a moment. But for now, we're going to work on this little bit here. You're going to remove these and all of the other little bits on top of it. And you're going to untab this from the bottom here, which just tabs in right here. And we're then going to set this off to the side, because this is going to form the chest of Devastator. So you're going to take these, take them, and they just kind of rotate and thoop into place. So you do the same thing on the other side. Take it, they peg in, and then they just kind of thoop into place. And there's the chest. Next, we're going to work on the hands. The hands, actually, believe it or not, the hands can actually double as weapons, as the original long haul toy did long time ago. So just for kicks and giggles here, let's bring in Bone Crusher, just because I can. But the hands on Devastator have these little pegs at the bottom that you can totally put into their hands as well. So, you know, because every peg has to be a gun or something of that nature. So you can totally use these as guns, as the original toy intended you to do so. So you do not have to do it the way I did it, but you can. So now that we've got that started, let's work with the hands. Let's pop these bad boys up. You want to make sure they're in this orientation the whole time. Close up the peg. Do the same thing on the other side. Fold this out, clip it in, fold down the peg. And I do believe we rotate the hands like this. I do believe so. Yes. So there we have that. Now to work on this nightmare. So you're going to come to this bottom section here. You're just going to untab it and unfold it like so. And just kind of bring all of this back down. It's a really funky way this thing transforms. But then again, consistency is key. So, but this closes up, and then I do believe that closes up like so, and that closes up like that. But you have to have it sitting up like this, because this untabs from here and straightens out like so. And I do believe this is the way you want everything sitting, at least for that. And then I'm going to take these pieces, just kind of clip them together, and then make sure these leg flaps are just folded down just enough. And then this is going to go right into this slot here. So we will then shove all of that in there, and there we have that bit. So, and all of this is supposed to tab in as well. So then take Long Haul's legs and just clip them together one more time. Make sure they fall into that slot all together. And we're almost done here. Let me get Hook real quick. And here's Hook. So basically a lot of things are going to happen here. So this smokestack piece is going to go right into this piece right here, and this piece is going to go right into the cab of that. And there's this piece that's going to go right, or the hand is going to go right into that piece. So make sure we straighten this whole bit out a little bit, and then we can take this and we can just, there's a lot of tabbing and things that need to be moved, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So take that and then push that one in, and then all of the smaller little tabs everywhere else, they kind of have to figure out where they want to go. So it's really strange and difficult your first time. I would not be surprised if somebody broke this the first time they were trying it, so I seriously would not be surprised if that was the case. So take it, rotate it like that. That's the way it's supposed to go. And then the hands are to tab into Hook's feet under the bottom of his robot mode. So that's supposed to go there. That's supposed to stay flat like so. And that one was supposed to bend. Okay, so now that we've got all of that taken care of, now we can bring in the chest, and there's these two little grooves here, and they will go right on right there, and they also are supposed to clip onto Long Haul's front. So, yeah, good lord, this is not what it should be doing. There we go. That's better. That's better. There we go. So now that we have all of that, there we have the torso and thighs of Devastator, and honestly, I can't tell you guys how excited I am for this. So if you guys want, you know what, I'll just do this just for kicks and giggles, so that way we can get Bone Crusher and we'll get Scrapper into their combined modes, and we will put it all together. Maybe not all of it together, but we'll put the majority of this together so far. Because take note, we're only missing 2 figures now. We're only missing 2. So Give me just a moment. Alright, so we've got Scrapper and Bone Crusher. And for Scrapper, this one's going to be kind of ridiculous but fun. So Scrapper is going to have to, like, close over. His legs are going to have to close over some of this stuff. So there's a port there on... Jeez. There's a port here on this side of the leg, and you're going to bring it up and over there and do the same thing on the other side. And then you're just going to make sure all of this slides in place. And then close it all up and make sure everything is all nice and tight. And he has good knees. So that's good news. So now we have Devastator hopping around on a foot. Well, on one foot at the very least for now. So take that, make sure it all squeezes in together. So there's that. And now the arm, very simple. Just take it and just slide it over. Slide it over the port. There we go. And then we'll take, not this hand, take this hand. And there's a port there, and there's a peg in here. And you're just going to place it right where that peg needs to be. There we go. So now, here we have Devastator, or at the very least, the majority of him. I apologize for the camera angle, it's not perfect, but I'm excited because I know Scrap Metal here and Mixmaster here are going to complete everything, and I'm just so excited for that. So, like, honestly, Hasbro, you done good. You done very, very good so far. You've been feeding us well. You've been feeding us very, very, very well. I can't complain about this set. This set seriously deserves a lot of respect. And the reason I say this set particularly deserves a lot of respect is because the amount of planning and time and energy that had to go into this. Oh, not to mention, there's also, this is supposed to go down further. There we go. So that way, this chest bit tabs into Bone Crusher's treads. I apologize. I made a mistake there. There we go. That one then goes back there. There we go. So yeah. And then, I think this set deserves a lot of respect. I really do. It does not seem to me like Hasbro did this willy-nilly. It seems like they seriously thought this out, they planned it, they didn't just go and recycle old molds, although from what I've been told, this guy was a recycled engineering. But from what I also know, this is just... I'm so excited that we're getting a Studio Series 86 Devastator. And it's like cartoon accurate. So that's my thing that I'm very most excited for. So, anyways, I now need to... That is it for the final thoughts segment of this video. And I got to continue with the ranking of this figure. So, for Long Haul himself, I'm going to give him a 6.5 to 7 out of 10. Simply because it's Long Haul, and it's definitely not the Combiner Wars one. There are still a few problems with the figure. Not huge problems, but there are some problems with the figure, just not a lot of them. And take note, a lot of those problems have to literally do with the fact that he combines into Devastator. So that's the thing that I really would like people to understand, is that this guy, Devastator 100%. Long Haul, 6.5 to 7 out of 10. The whole set, the transformation of the legs wasn't so bad. Long Haul's connection ports weren't too bad. Hook's connection ports weren't too bad. So I have to rank the entire set. I'm going to rank it a... This actually might be a weird one, but I'm going to rank it a 9 out of 10. I'm going to rank it a 9 out of 10 because, seriously, Hook is nearly perfect. The Devastator combining portion of it is nearly perfect. The legs are perfect. The knees of this dude are perfect. The figures themselves, they took some time to actually put the thought of making the figures themselves actual things. So, seriously, I can't complain at all. I think this set deserves a 9.5 out of 10. This set. And when I say set, I mean the 2-pack that we've literally just done. This whole set here. So, anyways, this is Thomas Fan of One saying, do not forget to subscribe for more content. Don't forget to leave a like on this video. Don't forget to check out Jordy's Rail videos, Patrick with the Y, iStar552, Bravely GG, Take Along Productions, Alexander Rothschild, Kitten Cat 999, Zaga the Animator, Corey Tucker, Sentinel Edits, And why not? We'll throw out Troostertube in there as well, as they've been some fans of the show, and they've also been some friends of the show as well. And if you do catch us in the live streams, if you do comment, you do get shouted out, and sometimes you may actually feature in the video. So, anyways, this is Thomas Fan 1 saying, do not forget to keep playing with your toys.